Hey y'all, this is Moni.
And this is Kat.
Hey Kat. And this is the Fake Ass Book Club. Wait, can we both say it or no?
Hey guys, welcome back. This is the Fake Ass Book Club. It's your host, Moni.
Hey, host Moni. This is your host, Kat.
Hey, Kat.
Hey.
Wow, it's giving Barbie. It's giving...
Is it Barbie in here?
Listen.
It's Barbie in here.
It's giving. Friend, I'm so excited. You guys, this week we are here to tackle the movie that just came out, the Barbie movie. Everyone's talking about it. We had to get on the bandwagon. So
it's so controversial.
Apparently so.
I wasn't really expecting that to be the outcome.
My God. Listen, I'm very excited to be here to talk about this movie today, you guys, with you. Before we get into it, you guys, let's dedicate the episode. I feel like we're just going to jump right in there. So hands over your hearts, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us this week, you guys. We are excited to be back for another fun episode. We want to, as always, acknowledge our patrons and supporters. Thank you so much. We do appreciate that. Guys, if you haven't signed up for our Patreon, what are you waiting for? The Fab Podcast and Patreon has bonus content. And honestly, whatever you want to see, we'll put it on there. Well, not whatever you want to see. Hopefully, I mean, within reason, you know. It's tailored towards you guys. So
pretty unreasonable.
You know what I mean? We got you covered. So anything you guys want to see, reach out to us. Also, I want to dedicate this episode to Barbie, because as I was a young girl, Barbie was really like my favorite doll of all time. Like, I just was not the baby doll girl, and Barbie gave me life. She was the inspiration point for a lot of like fun fashion stuff and just endless hours of fun that I used to drag my brothers into, friends, whoever. Like, if you were around and we didn't have nothing to do, please understand Barbie was going to be a part of that. So yeah, just the iconic nature of Barbie and all of the inspiration that comes with it. What about you, friend?
Yes, and I'm going to dedicate this episode to Loose Ends Salon. This is probably going to be our last episode we record here, and it's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday, but it has been my own little Barbie land. It's so colorful.
I love it here.
And girly, working with so many entrepreneurial women. Like, it was very much coming in every day. Hi Barbie, hi Barbie, hi Barbie.
God, they are Barbs.
Say hi Barbie, but
for
yeah,
sure.
But I
The
mean,
Barbs are here.
seriously, they're so cute and ambitious and smart. Everything Barbie is. So yeah, I'm gonna miss that energy. But that's the great thing about Barbie. It still goes on, even if you cut all her hair off and make her weird. There's still
my
Barbies.
God.
Dedication over.
Dedication over. Oh my gosh. So where do we even start, friend? I mean, Barbie, honestly, personally, like I said, has always been a really like big part of my childhood. I mean, like, I used to have a like whole tote full of Barbies, and although I didn't have like the official dream house, I did have a Corvette, and I had so many Barbies. And I always just loved her so hard, because I felt like it was the one doll where it wasn't tied to like being a mom or a physical chore or task. You know what I mean? It was like, no, like Barbie just got to have fun.
Yeah, she was just that girl.
Said,
Well, that was why the first scene. Did you get to see the first scene in the movie?
So last episode you said, oh my gosh, the first scene of this movie reminded me of you. And yes, I totally understand why. So let's kind of describe it.
Okay.
Like, I feel like it was sort of...
It was like Odyssey, Space Odyssey 2001.
I don't know what that is.
It's like...
Space Odyssey 2001.
And like the spoik, Zoroastra, like that orchestral. Dun, 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 boom, boom, boom,
Oh.
boom, boom.
I'm pulling it up, friend.
Yeah, like the beginning of that movie
Okay.
is iconic. And I think it was a nod to that.
Okay.
If I had to, because we're
I
going to
think
talk
you're
about
right.
that later. I think this movie, it has a lot of nods.
So many nods, you guys. But yeah, basically, like, you see all these little girls in like drab clothing, and they're playing with their. It was
with
very
their baby dolls.
They were
Yeah,
playing with their
it's
baby
sepia
dolls.
tones, sepia
very
tones, for
sepia,
sure.
very one note with color, and they're drinking tea with the babies, and they're doing their
Changing
laundry
diapers,
and
yeah.
feeding them and stuff like that, and that's great. And then all of a sudden, there's this giant, beautiful Barbie like standing in the middle of everything, and her
Cast her shadow.
Listen, with her bathing suit on, her curly bangs, and her cat eye glasses, and it was like, yo, F these baby dolls.
It's like move around. That was the very first instance of F these kids.
Let's right.
Like,
That
F
was the
them
very
kids.
first moment
Yes,
where
F them kids. Let's go party with Barbie.
let's go party with her. She looks like a lot of fun.
She
And
does.
so, I just always picked up on that energy from Barbie, and I appreciated it because it gives a little diversity in that space of being a girl, right? Because I noticed the contrast between
The boy toys.
the boy toys and the
It
girl
was
toys.
adventure.
I had two brothers, and I used to be
Yeah.
like, so how y'all get? I want to,
Yeah, y'all get to scuba dive.
damn, I want a pistol with like, why
Get
can't
to
I have a
fight the
blinged out?
Contras.
Yeah, like what the hell? It
And it's
just
like, here's an apron, honey.
it's like, you know what? Why don't you make your baby a
you go,
snack? Put them
sweetie.
down for nap time, change their diaper. And that's all fine and good too, but it's like how that doesn't feel like adventure. That doesn't feel
Because
like
quite honestly, like, I mean, not to poop, because I feel like we're both pretty domestic. Like,
I mean,
like taking
for
care of
sure.
my family and cooking and doing all that stuff. Like, sometimes it can be, like, even folding laundry, sometimes it can be like, oh, you know, especially when they're out of the house and they come back and do the laundry.
Yeah, I ain't
And
there
you
yet.
get to, you're not there yet.
No.
It can be very, very precious. But
Yeah.
everybody needs a break from that sometimes.
Thank you. That's all. That's all that it is. So I want to get into the movie. Let me see if I can
Okay.
find a little
Oh, I had
blurb
a
about
thing.
it. Do you have a thing?
I have a thing.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Would you mind sharing
I
the
don't
thing?
mind sharing at all. Let
Okay,
me get back to
so
my little thing. Oh, well, at least I did.
you got this. You know what I'm
Here.
saying?
Oh, there it is. Barbie movie. Okay. Barbie and Ken are having the time of their lives in the colorful and seemingly perfect world of Barbie Land. However, when they get a chance to go to the real world, they soon discover the joys and perils of living among humans.
Ooh.
Yeah, dun dun dun. This was released July 21st, 2023, and director Greta Gerwig.
Let's go.
Yes.
I loved it. Okay, and so it seems like it's doing good at the box office too, friend.
It seems like it's got a nice little, I don't know how much money they made, but they seem to be happy with it.
So right now, this is just on Wikipedia. So the
Man,
film.
why did they try to tank it with 1-star reviews on the little, what is this, Yelp or IMDb? Because look at that. So many, like the same amount of people gave it 5 stars, gave it 1 star. So it's got like a 3 rating.
I mean, go see it and make your own, have your own opinions or
it's
whatever.
not
But
like,
but mostly positive reviews from critics, and it has grossed over 774 million worldwide,
whoa.
becoming
so
the
budget
third
was-
highest grossing film of 2023.
Wow.
Even over
That's-
Oppenheimer.
Oppenheimer?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a Barbieheimer weekend,
Yeah.
and Barbie killed him. She
Heimered
had top billing. So the budget was on the top end estimate $145 million.
Let's
to
go.
make.
She's out
So
here.
I think they came out on top.
Wow.
Once again, you should always bet on Barbie. Like,
Don't play with her. Don't play with it. Don't play
we
with
were
it.
talking about this before we sat down. You're not supposed to, but we end up doing it
We
anyway.
do.
But or go to Patreon, you can hear it.
Mhm.
But
I'll
the,
let talk down.
Oh, my bad.
There you
You're
go.
right.
That's
Thank
really
you.
good. Yeah.
so there's been a lot of criticisms for Barbie though.
Okay.
And I feel like
It's
it's weird
true.
because they touch on it in the movie about how constantly criticized women are, and then to like, there's just no way to do it right. So that's why it's like I might as well just be as girly and insane as possible, since I'm not going to ever pass whatever test this is. Moni, your thoughts?
I mean, yeah. I mean, it was funny because I was sharing with you that I went with, a large group. It was my husband, my kids, cousin, his wife, and their kids, and my nephew. So, yeah, like I just feel like he had a real visceral reaction to this movie, and I specifically, we didn't dive into it because it was like, okay, all the kids are here, and I feel like this is about to go left. But I think that if I had to guess what I think that people could say about this movie that they didn't like, it would be, so it's pink, right? Like there's a lot of pink going on, and it's centered around Barbie. And I feel like, maybe you could say, well, Barbie's trying to make you gay because of all the pink, and the men that are in this movie are like not the center point of the story, and Barbie's not really studying Ken in this mug.
I know what you're saying though, because my heterosexuality is really fragile. And stuff like this can really push it over the edge.
I know. You're like in danger.
I am. I think what happened is it made me so gay that it looped me back over to hetero.
Wow.
So I'm
looped me back
safe,
over.
But I can see how this could be dangerous for children.
My goodness. So do you feel like when you saw it, did it feel like propaganda for that? Like, did you feel like they were trying to indoctrinate children or try to make them
you know
like
what my first immediate feeling was as a person who
happiness?
played Barbies? Yes, that was the first.
I was smiling so hard. I just noticed myself like for the first probably 20 minutes like
it's like that pain in my neck is gone, my jaw's unclenched. I'm
like,
just
look
happy
at Barbie
right
go.
now.
She was so cool.
Well, it was the universality of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because I'm like, like you said before, like Barbie was like that was just it. Like there was just nothing better. There were no children, come around, listen, there were no Roblox.
Oh no.
Like there was no wait, when did NBA 2K? I don't know when that came out, but like it wasn't really a thing like when we were growing up. Mm-hmm. Like not everybody, it wasn't as ubiquitous as it is now. And there was just so much joy, just hours would fly by playing Barbie. And it was just funny when they touched on like ugly Barbie or weird Barbie when you end up cutting her hair off and like I learned that you can take nail polish remover and remove her eyes and stuff.
Yeah, their whole thing,
and things can get weird, man. She starts losing legs.
Yeah. That little knob that keeps her head on there. If you take that off, then now she has no neck. There's a lot of changes Barbie could go through.
Things like that where like I said too, like in the dream house where there was no actual water and like she's a little bit too big for all of her accessories and she's just playing down. I loved all of that. So I don't really get to see, because you said your brothers played Barbie with you. Did that make them super gay?
I used to make my younger brother. You can ask him.
Okay.
He doesn't seem to be. I mean, he's been heterosexual the whole time I've known him, but he could be living a secret life. Sorry, bro. I don't think he is.
We can ask him later how gay that made him, but
or on the other end of that too, I think, being a girl who had two brothers, like I was always not absolutely into everything they were into, but I used to like doing air quotes boy stuff. Like I used to like, playing football, and I used to like doing relay races and climbing trees and getting dirty and riding bikes.
To go on adventures.
I like adventures. The hell,
yeah.
I don't want to be in here cooking for some little weird baby doll like that. You're slowing me down, toots. I got shit to do. You know what I mean? And so like that makes
toots.
me
Yeah,
we got to bring that back. Like I used to feel like the sort of like, if you don't think this is the most fun you could be having, then it's like, well, what's up with you? It's like, I actually like having fun sometimes. Like babies are cool and everything, but like also what's wrong with having an adventure? So I don't think that there's anything wrong with, because honestly, we used to create worlds that included Barbie, G.I. Joe, all the cars that they had. Like it was just like a whole utopia of just toys that came together, and it was a hodgepodge. So, as much as like he'd play with the one or two Ken dolls that I had, and of course, I was orchestrating the whole shit. It's like, okay, so Ken needs to be, like, I had the story arcs. Like, what are you saying? Like, I was directing the whole shit. He didn't have no choice. You better get over here and grab Ken, grab Derek. We're doing this.
And this is why everyone should play Barbie, boys included. Even if you're like, oh my gosh, it'll make them gay.
It's just not going to do that.
It's fine. They'll be fine. But it's ultimately the only way you can get a bad bitch to do what you want her to do.
Ooh.
Like that's what Barbie's for.
That's
because every other bad bitch, she's not doing what you want her to do.
And you might as well just get used to that.
Yeah, like, and so no matter what, it takes money.
Yeah. Okay.
Because even Barbie costs.
Listen, and so let's just go over the plot of the movie. Do you feel like you can go
step by
over
step.
it? Yes.
Okay,
and it's here if you need it. I don't know if you want to look at that.
Well, I'm going to see if I can do it from Braintown.
Okay, Braintown.
Okay, so we start with lovely Margot Robbie. Also, because
casting
was.
was.
Say my daughter, she saw it and she really enjoyed it. She wants to see it again, and it made her want to go watch Birds of Prey, which is Margot Robbie's other movie where she's playing Harley Quinn.
Oh yeah, that
with what is it, Journey Smollett? Yeah, it's good.
Oh.
Yeah, 'cause she plays Canary. It's a pretty fun
I
movie.
didn't
It's
know
actually
this
not the
person
worst
pray.
DC movie. It's cool. But Margot Robbie is our Barbie, and we just kind of see her starting her day in the dream. Well, first we have that montage where we're like, baby dolls, take a back seat, Barbie's here.
Right, she's out
and
here.
then we see Barbie in Dreamland, and we kind of get this setup where like it's surreal. Like there's Barbie Dreamland and there's the real world.
Absolutely.
So Barbie and Dreamland, everything is hi Barbie, hi Barbie, hi Barbie,
And
hi
everybody's Barbie.
hi Barbie, and everybody's Barbie. And our Barbie though is, I love that she's imminent death Barbie.
Well, she didn't start off like imminent death Barbie. Like she starts off
was
as stereotypical Barbie. So like
like
when
the
you
prototype.
picture, you picture Barbie, she's like, boom, the blonde hair, the blue
And can I
eyes,
also
perfect.
say this is also like American art that wasn't ripped off from Black people, which is maybe
It's
why
very
it's
true.
like this is purely like that's like you don't have to worry about this. This is like pure Americana. I used to call it good white fun.
Oh my God, I wish, and I had an article where the lady who actually made Barbie, who came up with Barbie, Miss Ruth, she saw a prototype of this doll in Europe. And I forget her name. And then she was like, this is, because she was like, but when she was growing up, all there were paper dolls.
Oh, can I just say I love
Please
paper
do,
dolls.
paper dolls. Do y'all
I used
know
to
what
have
that
some
is?
Gem and the hologram paper dolls. When I tell you that was like one of the best days of my life when I got those. I will never forget. Went to Hooks that day. I was
Not Hooks.
Oh yeah. Before it was CVS, it was Hooks, and I was sick that day, home from school, and so we had to go to Hooks to get like the little medicine or whatever. My mom bought me Gem and the Holograms paper dolls and Chiclets, and
Chiclets. Do
a
they still
Hershey
make
Special
those?
Dark. I don't even know, man.
My God.
When I tell you I was in heaven,
Listen.
that I was like, wow, my heaven is so cheap.
It don't take much. A little chocolate, a couple Barbie dolls. We out here. But I forget, she was in some European country where she saw these dolls, and they were actually kind of like the inspiration behind Barbie. So she was able to use that as a prototype for her dolls, and she named her Barbie after her daughter Barbara,
Yes.
which was adorable. And she ended up being able to like buy them out, and then like she replaced the prototype doll as
Got
Barbie,
you.
which was really cool. I'm gonna try to find my notes, y'all. I had some
I
notes, and
think
who
you
knows
can
where they
do
went.
it, 'cause I know that's
made
all
me sad.
Listen,
It
we've
made
all
me very,
been
very
there.
sad.
But yeah, so we got that. But what ends up happening that she has to? Oh, she's her feet start falling. That was what was. Oh
That
my
was
God, that
hilarious.
part was hilarious because as a Barbie, have her, you take her shoes off and her foot is still in the high heel position, which is super cute. But in the movie, all of a sudden, her just fall, and she's like, "What the fuck?"
She
And
was
she
like, I would
was
never
like,
wear
"I would
heels if my feet were
never
like
if
this.
my feet were like this. And then Weird Barbie offers her Birkenstocks to the heel. She's like, "Nah,
But
I'm
who's
gonna
weird?
take
Who's
them
weird
heels."
Barbie though?
I'm
Like she
telling
was
you
like,
though, and I get it. Like it's such a problem. Like it's one of the patriarchy things I hold on to. I love high heeled shoes.
they were for men first.
That's true, but who's wearing them now?
We are, but I feel like it's an interesting point though to make, because it's like, it was supposed to be so impractical that it's like, if he's wearing those shoes, he's rich as hell. You know what I mean? It was like, you can't do
And they
shit
make your-
in
but he
those.
did because make your calves pop.
Yeah, that part too.
It makes everything pop for
And
real.
you're not doing any hard labor. Like, I'm a man of luxury in this bitch, okay?
That's true.
So what we've done with heels is do everything in them hoes, okay? We took them from you're just sitting back being fancy in them to now we're like
Dropping
expected
into
to cook
the
dinner
handstand.
and everything. Yeah, like dancing in them,
Yeah.
whatever. But
And they hurt. But they're
those
so
are cute. Your Barbie shoes right
Miss
now.
them.
I don't think they can.
Ooh,
Ooh.
shot.
Them
I
are
don't know.
cute.
Yeah, they're so.
I don't have on Barbie shoes.
I don't. Those are cute though.
Thank you.
Those are cute.
Oops,
Yes.
I kicked the table, but yeah, I just so but what I liked, so to your point, you were saying how they're showing Barbie in this idealistic way, and she's like, every day's perfect for Barbie. You know what I mean?
Every day's the best day ever. They do a full choreographed dance. But then like stuff starts getting weird. So Weird Barbie tells her, but Kate McKinnon,
Love her.
who was perfect.
She was perpetually in the splits, which was hilarious because of course she was.
So universal. Like it's like, why is that always the case? Okay. So Barbie like has to, because I don't know if I said it yet on this recording, like that it reminded me a lot of Elf.
No.
Even down to Will Ferrell being in it, because they have to go from this fake, like, you know, North Pole Barbie land to the real world. And it's just, they don't explain, they don't try to make it realistic. It just is what it is. We're already here. This is based on a children's game that is like, don't worry about it. Like, it's fine.
Just keep it moving.
Fine. Just keep it moving. And so, but Ken stows away, who, you know, is being played by Ryan Gosling, who we definitely didn't mistake for Ryan Reynolds, because they're totally very distinct Canadian white men that we never mix up.
Absolutely not. No.
So he tags along. I loved his performance as Ken.
He did so good.
I
loved it.
I think that's one of the criticisms. People didn't like the way Ken was portrayed. And I feel like he had a great story arc.
I did too. And I feel, so why do you think that people didn't like that?
He looked like a simp.
Oh.
And people don't like seeing that on the big screen.
But guess what though? Can I share something with y'all?
Oh.
No, not even. I mean, probably that wasn't the take I was gonna say, but like I think too, like, you know, as somebody who enjoyed Barbie growing up and created all of these multiple Barbie universes, not once was there a universe that existed where Ken was the center point of it.
Oh.
Do you know what I'm saying? And maybe that's hard to hear. That like when we're playing and when we're creating worlds, you're not the center of it. And I think maybe that's hard.
Be there all the time. Like sometimes I just take his clothes and he just stay in the bin.
It's like, where does Ken even live?
Not in
that
the
happened
house.
in the movie. It was like, where do the Kens even live?
Yeah,
They're like, I don't know. Who cares?
That's none of my business.
And the thing is like, to me, I think it did a really good job of like not making it like, it didn't feel like, to me, it didn't feel like male bashing. It was like, you're simply not the center point of this story.
Yeah.
This is Barbie land. So you're here, but you're also just an ancillary part in all of what is Barbie World. And if you've played with Barbies, you know how Ken is like, he's there, but
he's more of an accessory. And Alan, Michael Cera,
he's hilarious. I love him so hard. Like, I want to give him a hug. We're friends. This is really weird,
he is
but
God's perfect white man.
He is so cute and funny. I love him a lot.
Like, he's an Alan. Why was there an Alan? Like, he can wear Ken's clothes.
That's so funny because he was supposed to be like, I guess Skipper or Midge or whoever the hell, like one of, you know, like it was supposed to be his buddy.
I love the references to real dolls.
It was amazing.
Insane, like Sugar Daddy Ken. Like who?
Sugar's daddy.
Okay.
Sugar was the puppy.
Okay.
And then when you see him and he's wearing the ascot and he has like a little, it's like
he's more
Sugar Daddy. Yeah.
Okay. And I feel like he's sugaring Ken. But
he might be.
I love the fact that the conference, like the entire board at Mattel was all men. All white men.
All
making all these decisions. And it was like, we've had two
in the history of life
of the company. That was wild. Also, loved Issa Rae as President Barbie.
She was great.
And the fact that she looks like a real life Barbie is insane. So that's always just fun, just regularly. Like you could just look at it and be like, oh, she looks like more like a Barbie than a person.
Yeah, it was giving.
Yeah, she was very perfect as that. So
finish the story. So like
I'm sorry. So
that's okay.
yeah, so they have to go in the real world. Barbie thinks that she's solved feminism and all the problems of the world. So when she arrives in the real world, she's like, oh, this kind of sucks. But Ken's like, oh, this is kind of lit.
They show up in Venice Beach, you guys, in the most ridiculous, like, rollerblading outfits. And everybody's like, what the hell?
Yes. They're like, y'all are a joke. And so she's like, okay. Oh, because Weird Barbie told her she has to find the girl who plays with her to, you know, find out what's going on with her.
Well, because go back too, because not only did her feet fall, she was like at a party with all her friends because it's girl night every night, right? And they're partying and they're doing choreographed dances.
Like the president's here.
And she's
like, I am, you're welcome.
Have you ever thought about death in the middle of the party? And
right. And everyone's like, skirt.
No.
Yeah. She's like, yeah, me neither.
She's having an existential crisis for some reason that she can't understand. So like that was part of her mission to go find the girl that she was playing with, like you were saying too.
Yeah, so everything can go back to normal because she's like, every day needs to be the best day ever.
Exactly.
So while they're in the real world, Mattel gets wind of it. They're like, oh, not this again. And so they're trying to get her back in the box. And she's like, hold on. And so she ends up finding who she thinks is the girl who played with her, but she was a middle schooler. And she's like, nah, you're not it. And so her and Ken go back to Barbie Land, and Ken, he's got all these like bad chauvinistic ideas that he got from the real world. He's like, oh yeah, I'm going to institute this in books. And he's like, and for some reason, horses. And he's like, I'm going to institute this in Barbie Land. And so he kind of messes up Barbie Land and turns it into... basically, the girls just being like, yeah, everything's about Ken. And the dream house turns into the Mojo Dojo Casa house. And all the Barbies are like, are fucked up in the head. And they're just like, yeah, I just like being a helpful accessory. Mm-hmm. And so they have to figure out how to get the Barbies back. And the strategy is to separate them from the Kens and remind them who they are. And I think that might have been part of the message that people had a problem with, maybe. Mm-hmm. I don't know. But it ends up, America Ferrera, like, gives this monologue that's been kind of trending, I feel like, a lot. Where she's like, basically, there's just no right way to be a woman. Like, you can't be thin. Like, you can't want to be thin, but you can't be, don't be fat. But also don't be too thin. Don't think about being thin. It was very good.
Was moving. I mean, like, I felt like, I think if you're... So, like, it starts off very, you know, what did you call it? How would you, surreal, right? But then, like, when you get introduced to these human characters, you know, you see Barbie kind of taking in all of, you know, every word, she's like listening to her tell her about, like, because Barbie was she's like, I don't even know who I am anymore. Like, you know, now that Barbie World isn't what it used to be, I don't even know what to do. Like, I'm basically ready to give up. And she just lays down on the ground. She just lays down like, I'm going to wait. I'm just going to wait till things get better. I don't know how to fix this.
I'm just going to unplug and,
you know,
you guys, whatevs.
And, you know, America
Learned
Ferrera's, perhaps, you know. But her character's basically telling her, like, you know, I get how you feel. This is the human experience. Like, it is very, like, I don't know what's going on. And yeah, I don't know. Like, I think it just felt very relatable because most of what she was saying was just like what you said. There's no right way to do it. And then no matter what you're doing, you feel like you're failing. So whether it's in the sense of you're not meeting this physical aesthetic, if you're not like
baking cookies.
Listen, if you're not
you're not making $1 trillion, if you're not,
what do you bring to the table?
If your ass isn't fat enough, if your lips aren't plucked, it's just so many things that these milestones. Basically, you're just being constantly told you're not hitting.
Right, that ain't it. Mm-hmm. So, and so Barbie gets punched in the face with all of that. You know what I'm saying? Basically, and if she's stereotypical Barbie, and she's not perfect, because I thought it was hilarious how she had like a little bit of cellulite, one little dent of cellulite on her leg.
Like,
I
get
died.
Me back in these she was like, "What is this? I don't care what it takes."
Listen, it was hilarious.
Make it stop. Oh, I forgot about that part. That's
yes,
so funny.
it was so
There's
cute.
So much.
It was so cute.
But,
so much. It's everywhere.
But so they come up with a strategy because actually the real life girl is America Ferrera and her daughter. Because you end up finding out the girl playing with her wasn't the middle schooler, it's the grown woman, her mama. Aww, and I thought that was a nice little turn and stuff like that. Because I'm like, once again,
these kids don't give a damn. You know, of course it was a millennial. Like, I'm just trying to hold on to my childhood. These kids are disenchanted.
Because I still have Barbies. Like, you know, the kids don't care, but they'll be like, oh, I gave this to you. And it was the whole thing. And she's like, Mom, if you love me, you'll buy me my Shein cart. Like, that's basically what it's like now. So, but yeah, I thought that was nice because it's a complicated, tender, brutal relationship, the mother-daughter relationship, especially going through puberty, and a lot of times it's going on at the same time we're going through menopause, and there's just a lot of feelings. So basically they end up helping Barbie. They're like, no, we got to go back and help the Barbies, come on. And so they help them by turning the Kens against each other, because basically when you try to out macho each other, there's just no winning. It's super dumb.
It's self-destructive every single time.
I like the story arc, which is why I don't really understand why people are so upset, because the message I got from it was that the Barbies were telling Ken that he is enough. you're enough. Like, who you are doesn't have to be in relation to who she is. Like, that doesn't determine your value. And that's true for anybody. Like, you within yourself are valuable. You're enough. Like, it doesn't matter if Barbie didn't look at you today. Like, let her worry about her own little thing. And, like, you worry about Ken.
Yeah. But again, like, when you get assigned these roles, it's Barbie and Ken, right? Like, and people hold on to that so hard. And I think, what?
I was agreeing with you. I said they do.
Oh, okay. I'm like, did it hurt? I thought something happened, friend. I'm sorry. I didn't know I was hitting the point there. Okay, right. It's like my knees do. No, but I just feel like it's that felt relatable to me, because I do think that, like, we all get kind of trapped in a cycle of, like, feeling like we have to perform certain labels in a certain way, and then when we're not, like, we are confused about, like, what our places are. And I think maybe it touches, like, if you are a man or you identify as a man, whatever, it's like, oh no, I have to perform these tasks or I'm not a man. And I think too, maybe seeing Ken portrayed as, like, because I don't know, like, none of the Kens I had were ever super, like, air quotes, macho. Like, I don't think they were making Ken so that young boys wanted to play with Ken. Like, Ken was an accessory to Barbie. And the movie, to me, really nailed that home. It was like, yo, this has never been about Ken. This is Barbie land. Like, it's Barbie land. Like, how you gonna be pressed about it's Barbie land, though? Like, this has nothing to do with Ken. Ken's here, of course. Cool. Alan, Skipper, Christina, whomever.
Like, G.I. Joe isn't femme enough.
Yeah, like it's like it wasn't supposed to be. So you mad because Ken had on beach shorts? You mad because Ken isn't showing up, rolling dice and shit? Like, there wasn't the rolling dice Ken.
Rolling a blunt.
Yeah, we don't got Ken sitting on the couch playing fucking 2K. Like, he's cool. He can beach though.
God, I want F-boy Ken.
F-boy Ken, is that what y'all want?
Oh my God.
And my thing is that, like, it's
with a cigarello and a do-rag.
And some Timbs on, okay? Right, and a wife beater. Like, I'm just saying that Ken was not made to do that. Right. Listen, don't do that. Don't do that. To me, it resonated because as someone who played Barbies, Ken was literally never the center point of any one of my storylines.
A lot of times I only got a Ken because he came in the box with Barbie, like in one of those little duos or whatever.
He's cool.
Because quite honestly, that's the only Ken I have right now was a gift from a partner where it was just a duo. Yeah, it was a Star Trek thing. Like, so it was Captain Kirk and like Star Trek Barbie.
Well, of course. Like, why would I? Star Trek. Of course there's a Star Trek Barbie, yes. Yeah, so I just think that's, to me, it was like, no, this is even how, like, the movie started with Barbie, like, with just, she's oversized, like you're saying, in her house, everything. It was like, no, this is how girls play with Barbies, though.
It's insane.
So it's giving you an inclination as to how we are, like, how we even see ourselves in, like, a Barbie sort of
like
world
the
in relation.
Perfect day ever. Like, that's
and it
Barbie.
Doesn't include you because now, it don't. Not in a bad way. It just doesn't.
Because you're not cute.
When you're playing G.I. Joe.
Like, boys are cute, but not Barbie cute.
They're
like,
not.
Sometimes when you want to do, like, that's why you have to need the girls' weekends and the tea parties and,
because,
like,
you're not going to let me have it.
Yeah. And
hello.
like, you need, like, something that's, like, hyper cute without judgment.
I just need to be able to do this.
Why is this pink and stupid? It's
right.
Like, you're pink and
you're
stupid
just stupid. You're not
inside.
even pink. Right. It's just, exactly. And that's the thing, too. It's like, Ken wants to be the center of this story. He wants to be the, okay, I got to be this Ken. I need to be. And it's like, no, like, you can just be you. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it didn't, like I said, it didn't feel malicious. Like, in my opinion, it felt like she was just like, no, like, it's girls' night.
That should have felt like freedom.
But it didn't, though, because life told him he has to be Barbie's counterpart. It has to be love. It has to be me and you. I need to be at your dream house. She'd be like, no, why would you come over here?
Horses? What was the horses
It was weird. Maybe
that was so funny to me. I don't even know why. It was just okay.
He brought the patriarchy with him. That was
I do
hilarious.
feel like I forget what I was listening to, and there's just someone saying, like, just so often women are limited by men's imaginations. So we're, like, stuck trying to be in this box that's, that was a great metaphor.
That was
they're
kind
like,
of it.
girl, we just need you to get back
in the box.
Get on in that box, girl.
You can't be
We're
here.
sending you back to Barbie land. And she's like, okay, just one thing real quick.
Right, and then took off because she recognized, like, you know what? I don't feel like. Were you surprised that she chose to be a real person at the end? Spoiler alert.
Oh,
Brr, 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 brr.
a little.
I was too, because at first it was like, yo, I don't care what it is, just put me back without the cellulite, okay? I just, like, every day was so cool. I've never wanted anything more. Honestly, the fact that I related to that a little bit, it was like, you know what?
Yeah.
I don't want to have to deal with like, I don't
want to go to. She's like, I'm here to see the gynecologist. It's like, girl, that's the worst.
Yeah, this is one of the worst things we ever have to do. Yeah. That was funny.
I mean, shout out to all the gynecologists. Thank you for all the work. But it's a deeply uncomfortable procedure. Every time, not whichever one it is. It's always.
Along with periods.
Yeah. Oof.
So, like, can we just have Barbie? Goddamn.
No.
It's not.
That's
like
too much. Because that was the thing, too, where it's like, damn, so I feel like, because they're saying, like, basically, if you like Barbie, you're a bad feminist.
That was
then also, if you like Barbie, you're anti-man as well.
You're both.
Which you're also accused of being if you're feminist. So I'm like, I'm not doing either one of these right. So
Get back to the baby
I might as well
dolls.
just enjoy myself. And so since I enjoy Barbie, I enjoy this movie.
And can I look cute while I'm enjoying myself? Like, is there anything wrong with that?
No, you're hurting women.
You know, like if I want to have shiny, ridiculously long nails,
Yes.
if I want to have the golden
Obviously,
braids
this
with the
isn't
waves.
all my hair. I don't care. Like, I like being a little too much.
fun.
Oh, I love that song. Cash Doll. Bitch, you doing
The
too
doll?
much. I feel like it's a very Barbie
It's like I'm not
song.
doing enough.
Cause like, shut up, ho. You ain't doing enough.
Okay, what do you want me to do?
Less. They want you to do less. Everything that you're doing for you, it's too ambitious. It's too selfish.
I think that's kind of the point. Like, I feel like anytime there's a narrative that is just centering you, it's a problem. But I do think that, like, there's a lot of male characters that we witness over time that honestly, everything they do is just about, it's like, okay, I'm an assassin. Fuck my wife, my kids. Like, this is what I have to
Every
do.
movie, I get a new
Sleepless
bitch.
nights. And yeah, and it's like, you know, like.
Actually, a couple in the same movie, maybe.
Everybody's
If we
collateral
could,
damage.
That'd be great.
And
I
so-
feel like I did say, did it make it to the episode where I said, like, I feel like the Ken, like the new Ken, when he had the Mojo Dojo Casa house, and he's like topless with the fur coat, and I felt like that was a nod to Vin Diesel
You
and
didn't
Triple
say
X.
that, no.
I haven't said that yet. I felt like that was a visual nod to
And I
Vin
had to
Diesel.
Google that because I didn't know what she was talking about.
Yeah.
Hadn't seen
There's
that one.
this.
He was smoldering. He had on a fur coat. He looked hot. And then the thing is like I liked Ken. Like, he was cool. Like, when I wanted Ken to be there and he was part of the story, it was like, he's cool. This is why it was like, you know, I need you in here because I need
But
you
you know
giving
what
the
it
Ken
is?
energy.
This was the problem. That's why they didn't like it. He was a bimbo. Because generally in the movies, when the guy is the main character, there's a hot bimbo who's
And he was
just
that.
co-signing whatever he's doing
He's so
and is just a helpful accessory.
I loved
And
it though.
Ken was more of that. And they don't. Once again, a fair exchange is no robbery. Like, if you can give it, you can take it. So,
A fair exchange is no robbery.
yeah,
I'm getting that tatted on my knuckles. Just, that's too many words, probably. It's gonna look messy.
like when we like,
Never
that's
mind. I
it.
changed my mind. That's why I don't have tattoos. I changed my mind a lot.
That's exactly. You're like, you know what? I take
never
it back.
mind.
I take it back. We can put it on the chain.
Oh, a chain. Just a sentence. It'll be a run.
It'll look like an embroidered pillow on a chain.
In Old English. Okay. Very large, all caps.
But yeah, that's the thing. That's what it's like for girls a lot of times, guys. So if you feel
all it
away,
was.
then
That honestly,
if you feel away, then know that we've been having that feeling for quite some time.
it literally felt like that. It was like, what if it was turned around? Because like this was Barbie World. Like, it was just a world where you had to pretend like it was centered around women, and everybody was like, oh, okay.
The Supreme Court's all
every single thing. And it's like, when we don't show you that, you freak out. Like, that's super weird. It's like now, you know what I'm saying? The balance of life is, we're like, okay, the world's gonna
disrupting the
explode.
force.
We are. and we're indoctrinating young girls and stuff like that. And I mean, I just feel like.
So what do they think I mean, and I honestly want to hear from people who had a problem with the movie, like for serious. I do.
Ooh, let's do that. I would love to answer questions. Like have them
Yes.
ask us questions so
And
we can be like address them
like
directly.
let us know like what was, and maybe we can do a live later and see
That'd
if
be
like
great.
people can pop in and tell us what was the problem, because I honestly don't see the problem.
That's the problem, that you
That's-
don't see the problem. See,
And
that's the
fact that,
problem.
like, we also should. I know that media is powerful.
For
that's
sure.
why we have a media review podcast. But it shouldn't be the most powerful thing in your life. Like, to me, a movie doesn't have the power to disrupt my beliefs and. Like,
No, but I think it's good if it's opening up conversations and then like asking yourself, like, why do I feel this deeply uncomfortable? You know, because sometimes I will see things and I'm like, well, why? I mean, I hated that, or.
Oh, can I also say, like,
You know.
the theater I went to see this in, it was in a what we would call a white area. They were very chatty, especially at the beginning of the film. They were so excited.
Oh,
Yes,
okay. I
like
didn't know
the
if-
girls were there in cosplay.
Oh, yeah. Listen,
I actually really like that.
our
trend.
daughters had on, like my daughter had on her sunglasses that are kind of like mine with the, so she found some that kind of have hers are purple and blue, mine are pink and yellow or green. And my cousins, my little cousins, they had on their heels, honey. They had on their denim and pink.
It's so
It was a
powerful. Like,
vibe.
feeling cute is so powerful.
It does.
It's such a good feeling where
it
you like,
is.
I think I've achieved maximum cuteness. I did it.
Like-
I've only got 3 hours tops.
And first of all, like I wish if we had the video capacity to, like if we were players in a game, you know how like you get all your hearts or your like your health bar, like cuteness levels. Like I feel like I wish I could have a visual representation
I
of
think
like how
that
that
was in like
feels.
Super Mario too.
Was
You
it?
could
In a
have
movie?
like hearts.
Yes, and it's like I'm cuteness level 10 right now. I got all my hearts in this area. Yeah, I mean, and it's so hard to do that. Like, it's so hard to get to a point where you actually feel like you're achieving that. And especially for young girls. So I think they gave both sides of it too. Because, of course, you know, like the disenchanted young daughter, the daughter character who she thought she was trying to find
Who
to
was
see.
the youngest daughter on Stuck With You? What was it?
She was beautiful.
She's so cute.
She's
It
like
was
stunningly beautiful to me. I was like, oh, she's so cute.
Stuck in the Middle.
Is that a movie?
It was I want to say Disney Channel or Nickelodeon. I want to say Disney Channel show about
Oh,
this
Stuck
like
in the
big
Middle.
family of kids, because it was the middle child. Oh, the middle child. She was Wednesday Addams in the Wednesday Netflix project. She was the middle child, but the youngest is the one who's in the Barbie movie, who plays the daughter. So yeah, that's Wednesday.
Okay, Jenna Marie Ortega.
Yeah, and then
So who
her
are you
little
talking
sister. Okay, it was
Oh,
on
her
Disney
little
Channel.
sister in
her
the movie?
little sister on the show was the daughter in
Ronnie
the Barbie
Hawk?
movie.
I can't
She did
see
a great
picture of
job.
her. Anywho, yeah, she was.
And
She's
then we
extra
looked
beautiful.
up too, because Amira Ferreira, that was her husband in real life, who played her
I
husband in
know,
the thing.
it was so cute. I didn't know
And,
that. That was really cute.
It's. I think we should all maybe step back. I think a lot of times these societal expectations are hurting us in a lot of ways. And I think they don't just hurt women, they hurt men. To me, that's why I like the story arc where Ken had to come to an acceptance, where it's like, you know what? This isn't just hurting women, it's hurting y'all too.
Yeah, and I kind of liked, because even, you know, because my husband and I, we talked to the kids about, like, well, what did you like about the movie? Their notes were, Ken was doing too much. And it's like, well, why? It's like, because he was like, you know, he took over Barbie World. He did all this. And my husband was like, do you understand any of how he was feeling, though? And they were like, I mean, yeah, but it still felt like he was doing a lot. Like,
didn't
there could have been a
justify all that.
conversation before,
Yes.
or
Our
whatever.
feelings don't always justify our actions.
Yeah, and so I think that's the part right where, you know, it's like, okay, so you don't feel like you're the center of this story, but that's okay. We're not always the center of every single story. I think it's kind of like what we talk about if we're talking about pop culture. You know, it's like if we're telling a story that is not centering you in it, it doesn't erase you from the story. You still get to have your story. We're just not talking about you right now.
Just not in this moment.
You don't dissolve into dust because we're not centering you in this conversation. Like, just be able to sit with that. Yeah, like women have to do that in real life all the time. You know, and I thought it was funny how when they, you know, so toward the end, the Kens were going to vote and change the Constitution.
So they could take over.
So that they could take over. And they distracted them enough, the Kens enough, to where they could vote without him and stuff. And it was kind of like, if you're able to sort of disrupt this, I don't even know.
I feel like they ran the game. They just showed us the play, but just how it was run on us.
Yeah, exactly.
Basically,
it's kind of that.
It's like they turn women against each other.
Yeah,
and
we're
so
focusing on the stuff that doesn't even matter at this
Yeah.
point, to the point where it's like now
They took away reproductive rights. That's pretty much what happened. We took her off the ball, ladies. Not too late though. We have different avenues. We can still do it. It's just halftime. Game's not over.
Please.
Game's never
Stay
over.
in the
That's
game.
the whole
Right.
thing.
That
Game's
part.
Never over. But it made me think about, weirdly enough, Chris Rock's special Tambourine, where he was talking about how that's where he failed in his marriage, where he couldn't just be in the background and play the tambourine for his wife.
Oh, straight up? Is that what that was about? I don't remember seeing
Tambourine,
it.
motherfucking tambourine.
I don't remember
Tambourine,
seeing
motherfucking
this.
tambourine. Yeah.
Maybe I'll watch it tonight.
You have a full life, and that's not your job to just keep up with Chris Rock. But yes, before Selective Outrage, he had a special called Tambourine.
This just came up. A picture of the tambourines.
And
Chris Rock.
simple, neato.
That is neat.
But yes, he was using that as a metaphor for you don't always get to be the lead singer. Sometimes you have to, especially in a marriage, you don't get to be the lead singer all the time. You have to be in the background and play the tambourine. And that's what he didn't do
And we
in his
all
marriage.
take turns doing that.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I'm playing the tambourine for you. Sometimes you're playing it for me.
Yeah.
And there's no real reason to be threatened because, you know, it takes that team. Like we both have to come together to make this thing work or whatever. But also too, like if somebody's not into you, like Barbie clearly was just not into Ken like that. Like you cool.
When he popped up in that car,
Yeah, she was like, what are you doing here? Yeah.
he was like,
She was like, he was like, please don't make me look dumb in front of my friends. Like
but you
fine.
are though.
And again, like I just felt like it wasn't even like she was saying like you're the worst. It's like I'm just not into you though.
Yeah, like it's just Barbie
And that's
time.
like
It's just a little Barbie time. That's all.
and then when he turned it around, like it's just Ken time, you know, every night.
I also liked who was Asian Ken because he's the
He
dude
was
from the
good. I
Marvel
don't know.
movies.
He was cute though.
I don't want to say his name wrong, but he was super cute. All the Kens were cute.
Asian Ken. Oh my
Not
goodness.
Asian
Who is
Ken.
Asian Ken? You said it. We're finally getting an Asian Ken in the new Barbie movie.
Is it
Simu Liu
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
is playing the role. Let's go.
Once again, he's always fun to watch.
He was
Very
good.
dynamic.
Oh God, is this a real one?
Oh.
Shut up. They
Okay.
have a real Asian Ken. That's what's up.
Oh.
But again, like, you know, I just never was clamoring for the Ken doll.
No.
Like I had millions of Barbies, but like only
And it
2
would
or
always
3
be,
Kens.
I used to hate it too when his leg would pop off too, and the knob would
hard
pop
to get
off
on.
and stuff like that. Because it's just like, but
Now
actually
you're
sometimes that
useless.
would be written into the storyline because I was, you know, into sci-fi. So sometimes he'd have to have like a cyborg leg, or you'd have to just come up with some kind of story.
That's how
as
weird
to why.
Barbie happens. Because it's like, oh my
It
gosh, she
becomes part of
fell
the
into
storyline.
it. Does you fell into
I
a
really
vat
wish
of,
I could have like had video of because it would be epic storylines.
oh my God.
And then you could tell like what type of media we were consuming by what the Barbies were doing.
Oh,
Because like
100%.
I could tell like my cousins like they were watching soap operas, and I was reading a lot of Babysitter Club and Sweet Valley High Twins. So a lot of those storylines would pop up. Like I remember one of my skippers had a heart condition, so
Shit.
that's why she couldn't walk. Like she could walk,
Skipper.
but she had to be in a wheelchair because if her heartbeat got too high, she could die. And like Barbie had problems, okay?
Barbie
I remember my
did a lot.
cousin's Barbie, her Ken was physically abusing her, and she ended up in the hospital.
What?
And we had to use like one of our mom's rollers for the cast.
It got serious.
She ended up dying. We had to have a funeral for her.
Oh shit! It's like honestly.
My cousin got so mad because we kept laughing because we thought it was hilarious, but she was taking it really serious because she's like, "Y'all, my Barbie died," and so.
Oh my god! Ooh,
my cousin had to make up a song.
Can you say which one? Will she be mad? Is she here today?
She's not here today.
Oh, okay.
She's it doesn't matter.
Okay.
These are the cousins you don't really know.
Okay.
They were around, but they didn't have the drama because you know how it is when you can tell you're making your sibling really upset, so you put on the gas.
I gotta do this.
And they're trying to make
committed.
you feel bad, but instead they're like, I'm never gonna take you seriously ever. And so she started singing at the Barbie funeral and made up a song. I'll never
You remember the song?
You know I be remembering lyrics, especially because we were crying so much that like we were laughing so much we were crying because it was just so ridiculous. And
you might as well sing it, friend. Go.
She had rollers on the legs, earphones on the feet, because we had the earphones from the
old school Walkmans or whatever.
The old Walkmans, because that was her foot cast, because she broke her foot as well.
Of course, like she was out here.
Glass window.
Barbie went through a lot.
She did.
She went through a hell of a lot.
She did. And so these are just the memories. I just because of that, it's the sentimental value. I'm just always going to love Barbie. I think I said it the last time. She's the first white woman I ever loved. I'm never going to give that up.
And I think if you don't have that innate love for Barbie, if you don't have that experience of creating these worlds and these universes with Barbie and how it really went down, like you could probably look at this movie and be like, me. You know, like I think it's like you might be thinking about it too hard. I will say that, like you say, seeing like movies and visual arts can be very powerful. They can say a lot. And I won't say that, maybe there are, like there's messages in the movie, but ultimately I don't feel like I don't think it was a message of oppression or that families don't exist. No, I just feel like it was a true representation of what the experience was like of doing Barbie. And like if that were to kind of translate to the real world, yeah, like I feel like that would be
it'd be quite a crossover.
Yeah, it would be a hell of a crossover because
I just want to bring up some of the indigenous influencers I follow on Instagram have commented like there was a smallpox joke in the movie. Neither of us remember it, but I'm sure there might have been something. Once again, I don't think it was. We make jokes about a lot of stuff here, so and it's not because I don't think slavery was funny. But we make a lot of slavery jokes. I mean, I definitely don't think what the European colonizers did to the indigenous people was funny. But, I mean, you make a comedy and tragedy are two sides of the same coin. So, well, yeah, okay, we found an article about it. I don't know. I don't think they were saying like it's funny that happened. I think a lot of it's satire. Because once again, I don't think they think sexism is funny either. But and shout out to Rhea Perlman. I really liked her.
Was Ruth. She was like the creator of Barbie in the movie. That was dope.
I liked
Michael Cena was in there. He was a mermaid.
Loved his cameo.
That was
came
adorable.
In early. That was
my
very,
kids were
very
like,
funny.
"What?" My son and my little nephew was like, "What?"
That was very wild.
Let me see. Indigenous smallpox line. As the Barbies are complying with the Kens, Barbie Margot Robbie says in an exasperated voice, "What's happening?" One Barbie portrayed by Emma McKay replies, "I know, isn't it great?" Another Barbie portrayed by Nari Neff also says, "Kens, anyone want a brewski beer?" To which Barbie, Margot Robbie replies, "But you're a doctor." Barbie, Nara Ref says, "I'd like to be a helpful decoration." Barbie Emma McKay then says, "I like not having to make any decisions. It's like a spa day for my brain forever." The indigenous smallpox reference comes when Margot Robbie asks out loud, "What's wrong with me?" Ryan Gosling says to the other kin, "We just explained to them the immaculate inception, seamless garment of logic that is patriarchy, and they crumbled." She responds, "Oh my God, this is like in the 1500s with the indigenous people and smallpox. They had no defenses against it." Oh, okay. I mean,
That's just a metaphor.
it's a metaphor. So basically saying like,
they didn't have any
indigenous
defenses.
people, like they weren't around people who didn't wash their asses or hands.
Yeah,
like
I don't
they.
think that was disparaging indigenous people.
It doesn't feel disparaging, but also let me know how. This guy, the person who's commenting on this, he says, "As an indigenous man, I found the comment to be out of place. It's inappropriate to compare the deaths of indigenous people who contracted smallpox to Barbies under the influence of Kens." Okay, you can say that. And I mean, like, honestly, I'm not going to tell nobody what they should or shouldn't be offended by. You know what I mean? Like, if they're offended by that.
It's important
but it's well, go ahead.
I was going to say, I think it's important to reference it because it's something that's not taught. So if nothing else, it's keeping it in the zeitgeist. Remember, they did this shit. Like,
there you have
to me, it's because if not, it's definitely, especially in Florida, it's not going to be talked about. The fact that they actually did that on purpose. Like,
what's interesting to me though? So they're saying like, here's this real life horrific thing that happened to indigenous people, and you're comparing it to these dolls. Like they're acknowledging that like this story that you're telling is fictional. Mm-hmm. Right. And so maybe it doesn't carry the same weight. But then in the same vein, you got people who are looking at this like, well,
it's brainwashing the children. Like, how gay do you want my kids to be?
You know what I mean? So that is it's interesting because when people are taking in art and in movies and books and stuff like that, everybody's going to have their take. Yeah. And part of that is because we are the heroes of our own stories. So when we are watching stories, we are implanting ourselves in the place of these characters, and we're viewing the world through our lived experiences. And so that's why I think, you know, like I'm not going to take away from them saying that because maybe you do. I mean, maybe it's reductive in a way.
And it's not exactly a joke
but
either.
I don't feel like it was.
It's not a like, ha ha ha. It's more like, ooh, this is like that time when the thing and the thing. And
right.
It's like, yeah,
they didn't have any. They didn't.
Yeah, they didn't. Like it's just, yeah.
And so, but if you feel like it's a throwaway line, and it's like, yeah, don't be mentioning our oppression in the midst of a Barbie movie. Okay, I mean, like you might feel like that or whatever.
Fair, but I mean, there's enough oppression to go around.
Trust me, there's just definitely there's enough.
I can't tell people what to feel offended by.
That's what I'm saying.
Like
I will never.
I feel like just as a casual observer, I'm like, that one's kind of a.
Yeah, I mean,
and like I said, like this will hopefully spark some questions because if you're
we're talking
familiar,
about it now.
We're talking
People
about
might
it
look
because, like
up.
I said, like I didn't learn about it in school. I learned about this from extracurricular reading when I learned about what was actually done to the indigenous people of the country. So in that way, I hope it sparks some curiosity and be like, wait, what are they talking about? Because I feel like that happens a lot, too, in these situations.
Well, and that's the part, too. Like, nobody wants to feel like, I mean, it's a Barbie movie. So I just think we need to just accept that this was a fictional shit. I mean, nobody was pissed that Will Ferrell was, I mean, he was the elf. Like you said, it is a very good parallel to compare because he was in the real world putting syrup on his... maybe they're disrespecting maple syrup. Canadians feel away. It's like we take our shit serious. Yeah. I'm not comparing that. I'm just saying like there are any story you see, you can always take it and say like, well, I feel a way about this, but it's art. It's one way to tell a story, and nobody's telling you how to live your life. You can take this art and you don't have to apply it to your real life. You can talk to your kids about it. You can let them know what you want them to know. In and outside of the movie, you can give them your takes, but your kids are going to take what they take from it. And a lot of it was like over their heads anyway.
And once again, it's mostly just bright colors.
But it was, thank you. It was the visuals. Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
Big time. But I don't think there was anything particularly damaging, and I don't think media can make you gay. Because that's one of the criticisms I've heard.
That if you watch this movie, you'll be gay after?
Or like it's like gay propaganda. Or the idea that gay propaganda can make you. I think there's an intentional sort of confusion around like what the gay agenda is. And
they have an agenda?
I think they do.
Okay,
but
what is it?
I think it's misrepresented often as the gay agenda is trying to make your kids gay, whereas I think the gay agenda is just trying to make this a safe world.
Hi, I'm here. I'm gay.
Yeah,
I exist.
I think their agenda is very clear, which is like, I think I deserve to be a person.
It's kind of like when you have people talking about being woke and you don't
That
even...
was a deep air quote.
You can't even describe...
It needed a sound effect.
You can't even describe what it is. It's not even what you're saying it is. Like, you don't even know what it is, but you're using it as a talking point to make, to make this whole other point that has nothing to do with what it's actually about. And I'm glad you say that, because that's exactly what I feel. I'm like, this is not, like, to me, it doesn't feel like I'm trying to make you gay. It's just like, for one, Ken was never this super macho masculine, like how we think about masculinity or whatever. He was just out here. He had on his little shorts, and he was, and maybe some of them were gay. They do make them look very, like, a lot of them have feminine looking. Yeah.
It's once again, so you go with Barbie World.
Thank you. You can't just be all ugly and gross. Like, you can't be here. I already don't want you here. And then if you're like doing too much in that area, you can't be at Barbie World.
I think I'm gonna pull up a clip Neil Brennan did about how he's like, women, I think you don't even need men anymore. Like, you just live in your own little world, and it's just cute.
Okay, do it.
And then yes, and he was just like, yeah, and he was like, and you just have to like that's what it's for. Like, you just capture all these cute moments so that you can put it on Instagram so that your enemies can see it and be like, shit, this bitch is cute. And then it's like, yeah, I'll see if I can find it. But yeah, that's kind of a little bit of what it's about. And so, like, yeah, we need Ken to be cute. Ken, if you're going to be part of this.
You can't be a monster here.
No.
You can't be in my world and be gross and, like, farting and wearing, like, ugly clothes that you didn't iron. Like, just throw on your little tropical shorts or whatever and be cute, man. Like, you're out here. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a fantasy world. It's not the real world. We know who y'all really are, okay? Like, nobody's confused about that. So everything's fine.
It's fine.
Oh my goodness. It's fine. Okay, well, let's take a quick break, friend. Okay. And then let's come back. You guys, we're going to get back into this in just 1 second. All right, guys, welcome back from the break. We're back.
Yeah,
we're back and we're black.
And we love men. I feel like that's one of the, it feels crazy we have to say that.
I mean, I'm bored.
But, I mean, I think that it's important to say.
It has
I want
to be.
it to be known. Just because I like the Barbie movie doesn't mean I hate men.
It clearly means that, friend.
Okay.
Because Ken wasn't the center point of your life, or Barbie's life, and that's hurtful.
That's the same as hate?
It is.
Oh. Okay.
For certain folks, apparently. Yeah, I mean, you know, we talked a lot about the messaging of this movie. I mean, of course, I didn't get that from the movie. It was giving me a lot of nostalgia. It was giving me organic, how girls play with Barbies. It was giving all of those things. And I thought that it was really heartfelt how they tried to kind of like, you know, I mean, tap into that ethos of like how women feel, you know, when it's like, you know, I got to fit into this box. And it's just so hard, you know, even the metaphor for Barbie fitting back into that box and like going back to Barbie land. It's tough, but I just feel like nobody wants to take that message seriously. Like, I feel like it's like, I mean, what are you complaining about? You know what I mean? Yeah, but then at the same time, it's like, you know, I mean, I think everybody, no matter what your station in life is, like, no matter what your sort of mission is in this life, I mean, whether you love it or not, it is hard. It's hard being a person. So when you're hearing a narrative that's maybe not from a I don't know, a direction or a narrative that kind of centers you and your viewpoint, I think maybe it's hard for you to take those messages in. But I think that those are the messages that probably are important to sort of consider, because it's like, yeah, this doesn't center you. And this is an experience for a lot of people. There's a reason why there's millions of people going to see this movie and it resonates with, because it's a thing. And so even though it's not something that like maybe feels front of mind for you because it's not a personal experience, I mean, just take it in. Like it's, and it's supposed to be fun and it's supposed to be a thought experiment. Like this isn't like us rewriting history. This isn't us saying like, oh my God, men are the worst. You know what I'm saying? They can't even beach out here. You know what I mean? And so watch the movie for that. But it was so cute. It was
silly.
It was supposed to be fun,
said
guys.
It before, like the truth will set you free, but first it'll piss you off.
And I get
it's
it.
fine. Like you just feel those feelings, they'll pass.
Yeah, and we're all out here. So yeah, this isn't
and
like
we're all in this together. Like I don't want to. I think whenever there's been an oppressed population, the population that's been doing the oppressing is afraid that that oppressed population, once they're free, is just going to oppress them. But I don't think
we're mostly tired.
I don't want to oppress men.
No. You guys are doing a good job of doing that yourselves. Most most everybody, right? Like women, we do a good job of doing it too. Mm-hmm. Like honestly, we're the reinforcers of, the things that keep us back. Yeah. Like,
We're the gatekeepers of
we're
that.
The gatekeepers. That shit right there. It's like, I don't want to gatekeep. I don't. Listen.
I like how Gabrielle Union said it in her book. I don't want to gatekeep anyone's vagina but my own. And that's about it. That's enough work for me.
That's enough work for us all. So, yeah, I mean, for me, I enjoyed the movie. You were speaking about the visuals specifically.
Yes. I mean, you can say a lot about the movie, and I can understand. That's the other thing, too. Even if I don't agree with people who have issues with it, I can understand if you're in a certain sort of mindset why you could have these feelings.
Sure.
I feel like you can't argue with the visuals.
The visuals were giving.
That's what I wanted to bring up in the notes. There was no CGI. It was all practical effects.
What does that mean? What's practical effects?
And so CGI is the computer generated images where you have like green screen and like they, kind of animate like the different effects. Everything was like physical props.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, that's why it was kind of fun and kitschy and felt Mattel and toy and stuff like that, because they're physical, like actual props and not something that's just
like the
images I showed you when we were doing the generative AI and stuff, where you can just tap in and add
like,
this here or whatever.
There it is.
Instead of that, they actually use real practical effects, which to me is always fun. I can tell when movies do that. There's a different feel to it.
Okay. Yeah, so kind of added to the whole like dollhouse feel of the Barbie universe or whatever. I liked it. I honestly felt like it was beautifully done. I felt like the casting was amazing, from Margot to the Ryan, who we don't confuse, to Kate McKenna.
We don't confuse our Canadian Ryans at all.
We never do. I mean, we're the best at it. And yeah, just all of it. The Alan, all of the things. And I liked all of the callbacks to, some of the iconic movies and stuff. Like when I was looking at, where's that little article at? Like they sing in the rain. Like there were certain parts of the movie where like visually, you see these parts and it's like a callback to some old movies like The
Grease.
Wizard of Oz, Grease.
It was super saturated.
They
like
were doing a lot. Yeah, they were doing a lot. It was a whole bunch. And what's crazy is I didn't think about Elf as a reference point, but this is literally Barbie Elf. Mm-hmm. How she had to go into the real world. I didn't even, and I love Elf so hard. That movie, my kids love it too.
Shout out to Will Ferrell.
He's hilarious.
He's given me more joy than most men that I've known in real life. Like his body of work.
For sure he'd be happy to know that.
Oh my goodness. Just Talladega Nights alone.
God.
But then when you add in
Step
SNL.
Brothers and
Step Brothers. Oh my goodness.
I mean, he's an icon living at this point.
Another Canadian.
Is he Canadian?
Another Canadian coming in
the Canucks
and taking our jobs.
So we like Canadian white men. That's what I'm getting from this.
They're apparently
cool.
delightful.
I mean, I'm not mad. Yeah, I just thought that from the casting too, because I think Margot made it the perfect stereotypical Barbie.
Another one too, Drake. Another Canadian.
He is Canadian. Do we love him like we love them? I like him. He's cool.
He's on tour right now.
He had a little heart in his part, and he's got the braids. His little son's cute.
He's a certified lover boy.
He is.
He's
certified. See, he could be a Barbie.
He could totally be a Barbie.
He's Ken. So for all of you, you know what? I challenge you. If you like Drake,
And we know you do. Apparently a lot of people do. He's so
then you like
freaking
Barbie.
rich.
Like he's like rap dude Barbie right
He
now.
is. I feel like why hasn't that been a video yet? I feel like he has really creative videos. Like
He
rip
needs a Barbie
rip
video.
Drake out the plastic
The
because he's
fuck?
acting brand new.
He's my God.
Mm-hmm.
Not rip him out the plastic though. Please rip his ass out the plastic because he goes
Yes.
so hard.
Yeah.
He goes. I mean, he makes, to me, he is that, and I do that. I feel like anybody who hates this movie probably doesn't like Drake though. Honestly,
I don't know, man. Like,
generally speaking, like I'm picturing again, like we just need to reactivate Hood in Barbie Ken. Hood in Ken. He's on the corner.
we should type
At the
that into
bodega.
the generative AI.
We do. We can
But
create
I
AI
feel
for
like
that.
it purposely didn't give us a Barbie though, because we asked for Barbie.
We
stuff,
did. It
and
gave us Little
well,
Miss
it gave us
Muffet.
a blonde.
It did, but she looked like a cookie. She looked like the
did.
cookie she
She
was
looked like
floating on.
blonde gingerbread.
Mhm.
Girl.
She did.
The AI is getting there.
Anywho, I'm just saying, I like the movie. I want to rate the
did
movie
too.
from.
Oh, let's go.
What do you give it?
I am giving it 5 pink high-heeled shoes.
Ooh.
And it's specifically an uneven number, 5 out of 5, because Barbie always lost a shoe. Like, wasn't it the worst? Like, you could never keep those shoes together. You could never keep them on her feet or together.
Mm-mm.
But when you first get the Barbie, you have the whole outfit together. It's such a vibe.
It's a moment.
So
in
I'm giving
time.
it 5 out of 5. Loved it. And I actually kind of enjoy how upset people are about it.
Because you're problematic. Apparently.
I mean, I'd rather be the problem than have problems.
Amen to that. This is part of why I like you. It's cool. I like it. It's cool. You know, that's funny that you said the high heel shoes. I was gonna say I'm giving it 5 tippy toes because that was hilarious to me that she was like on her toes even when she took her shoes off. That is very signature Barbie. It's very unattainable too. And I think about that all the time when I see your feet when you're not in shoes because they're always at a point. And I'm like, this bitch has Barbie feet.
Who?
You!
Woo.
She has Barbie feet in real life. You're the only person I ever see in real life when your legs, my feet look like this. Okay? Cats are always, they're always like, how do you have curly feet? It's like, did you bind these? Where were you? I know you love Chinese culture.
I do.
That's rude. That's probably inappropriate. You can edit that out.
Okay.
If it's a
Let's
problem.
scoot that one out.
No, but I just feel like your feet are always pointed. And I'm like,
Are
it's so
they?
feminine and it's so, your lines are very, like, it's
Thank
giving
you.
Barbie.
Can I just
Y'all
say,
see her?
I've always just traditionally hated my feet so hard. So the fact that there's anything, I've always felt I've had the ugliest, flattest feet.
They're
like,
not flat. Like,
Once
they're
again,
always
I've
pointed
mentioned
every
before
time.
the cousins who are making up songs about like the Barbies and stuff. They would make up songs about my feet. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's no
love
part
you
of
guys.
me or anybody.
I love that
was
too.
free
That's funny. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that was free from all. Like an Academy Award-winning song about how bad you look right
it's
now.
like your feet, they stink, they're ugly.
I mean, and I'm glad that they're lost to time.
That
but
is hilarious.
seriously, it's very hard being roasted by comedic and musical geniuses.
Well,
that
your
pretty much
feet-
are found in every black family.
It's very, very true. And also, your feet are they're
Thank
always
you.
pointed. I mean, I can't speak to the integrity
Thank
of them.
you.
They seem
I always
fine,
wanted
but
to be a fake ballet dancer. So, and once you, I love ballet because when you're Barbie, you can be anything. Barbie can be anything.
she sure
So to me,
can.
that's why I'm never giving up Barbie. Like, she gave me hope and taught me how to cope, and that rhymed, so you know it's true.
Wow, bars. So what do you think, just final thoughts though, what do you think about the other side of that they kind of tackled where it's like, you know, Barbie's this an unattainable sort of like physical goal and all of that kind of thing. Like, what's your take on any of that?
I think it's okay to have like a goal you never quite meet. Because that's the thing, you have to aim a little higher than what you're going to achieve. I feel like one of my visual touchstones has always been Naomi Campbell, and I'm never going to look like her, but I can reach my hand like towards that.
It can be like the creator when the hands are trying to meet.
Yeah. I like to think that's why I'm tall.
Because you're Because what now?
Because of Naomi Campbell.
Oh.
Because I wanted to be, and I'm not as tall as her, but like, it's like generally like I'm taller than like a lot of my mom's people.
You're taller than me?
Did it, nailed it. So
Not
yeah,
that that's hard to
what
do.
are your final thoughts from the people who would say like Barbie is like it's fake feminism? Like I think that's one of the things I've read about how this is like phony fake feminism.
I don't know that I understand that 100% what they mean when they say that. Honestly, because for me, I can only really explore this through the lens of my own personal experience. And because Barbie was like a big part of my childhood and, I viewed her as an out to just exploring all kinds of different worlds. Like I was able to go everywhere with Barbie. There were no limits with her. Whereas I felt like you could go to other planets. Whereas with other dolls, it felt very like, no, like there's only certain places you can go a little baby doll with a bottle and a whole diaper bag.
Be able to take a stroller.
You know what I mean? And it's very restrictive. So for me, Barbie represented freedom. Barbie represented, self-expression and really just no limitations on the sort of heights that she could reach. And so I appreciate her from that standpoint. So I can only really speak about it from that. And as far as it being fake feminism, I mean, I can't define what feminism means for everybody, but for me, I think that, there's nothing wrong with creating a space where young women can see themselves in any space and time in the world and be able to create sort of, this universe for them to express themselves and act out stuff. I think, if you have kids and you see them playing with dolls, especially Barbies and stuff, you learn so much about your kids, about how they resolve conflicts, about how they feel about themselves, about how they see other people, how they interact with the world around them. And that's what dolls do, and I think that like a lot of maybe people who didn't have that experience of, having dolls and like sort of playing out these different scenarios, maybe it's lost on you a little bit just because you don't have that experience. And so just know that like the Barbie experience isn't to turn. It's
like the Steve Madden stuff isn't for me.
Yeah,
I'm not
like,
going to go on and on about how it's destroying society and taking like men out of the home. It's like, it's just something you like that I don't care about.
And that's okay.
It's you are enough.
Yes. Oh God. Can we just like the more you know.
Yes. Like
you
guys, we don't have to dig each other's stuff.
No.
Like it doesn't legitimize stuff. I like so much crap people don't like. It's fine
in real life. And I don't like a lot of stuff that people like too. It's like, yeah, that's not for me. And hopefully you don't throw me in the trash because of that.
No,
like
once again, like we can't like everything, but I don't think this is ultimately harmful at the end of the day. I'm glad my daughter saw it. I'm glad she liked it.
Also,
yeah,
I wanted to, because we were saying earlier too, you guys, if you have comments specifically about the Barbie movie, I'd love to create a segment for the next episode where we kind of answer questions or address issues, because we're curious to know, like, what was it specifically that rubbed you the wrong way about this movie, or maybe it's something you loved about it. I'd love to start that conversation with you guys and create a space for that conversation, because we have our own experiences and opinions about it, but we're interested in yours. So reach out, guys. If you have comments, you can hit us up on thefabpodcast@gmail.com. You can always instant message us on Instagram, Facebook, at the Fab Podcast as well. So yeah, reach out to us, girl. Let us know, guys and girls. Let us know what you think. We love to talk. We talk back. So hit us up. Let's rate it. We already rated it.
We did. We need to spin the wheel.
Let's spin the damn wheel. Listen, it's the margarita. Spin it.
So we're gonna be reading Skin of the Sea by Natasha Bowen.
Ew.
Which is a YA fantasy novel about like the drowned people who fell off the slave ships and started like a mermaid society.
There she goes.
So I'm into it. So
mermaids. I love mermaids.
I love mermaids. I love Black people, and it'll be an interesting way to talk about slavery without the actual sad slavery parts.
I know, right?
Like the people who got away from it and did with magic. So yeah, we'll be able to Yeah, because that's what you would have needed to escape it
in
at the
real
time.
life.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. It
and
has some
then
pretty
it's
good reviews
so
too.
like the cover art is so pretty.
It looks nice. It's everything I need.
Yeah.
So it's giving Barbie.
It is.
It's giving mermaid Barbie.
It's giving mermaid Barbie,
So deal
which
with
is a
it.
fave.
I like it.
So yeah,
Oh
we've
my
got a lot to look
gosh.
forward to.
We do.
What else is going on?
I don't know.
So it's gonna be first Friday. I'm gonna be in an art show.
Are you?
Yes, at the Lost Dog Gallery.
Where's that?
It's downtown. I feel like it's on New York.
Okay,
Well,
we'll
I'll
have the
post
details,
flyer.
of course.
Yeah, I'll have like the good information by then. But yeah, I'll be doing that. It's been great though.
This was awesome.
Thanks.
You guys go out and see the Barbie movie. It was great. I liked it a lot.
And join our Patreon.
Join our Patreon. Follow us. Share our podcast, you guys. Also, I think I mentioned this on a post that we were selected as one of the top 80 book club podcasts on the web at blog.feedspot.com. So you guys can check us out.
We were
we were considered number 59 out of 80. I mean, which is, we out here, you know what I'm saying? And so it's really dope to be
Charting,
recognized.
guys.
Yeah. So I want to thank you guys for doing that. Like anybody who is following us and, supporting our podcast.
Writing reviews.
There's so many podcasts, you guys. And we know that. And we so appreciate anybody taking the time to listen to ours or to leave a description, to leave, any comments about our podcast. So shout out to blog.feedspot.com for featuring us, you guys. You guys can check that out if you want to. I will leave that in our notes as well. But definitely spread the word and share your favorite podcasts if we're one of them with your friends. Share them with everybody. That helps us out. And it's nice to see us being recognized because, I wasn't looking for this. They emailed us. So I'm like, that's super dope. So I definitely want to encourage you guys, to continue sharing our podcast and keep listening and keep supporting. And I think we're going to leave it right there, friend. This was a good episode. It's giving Barbie. And honestly, I feel like you should just stand up for the people who can't.
Stand up.
If you're watching on YouTube, enjoy yourselves because Kat gave us full Barbie, yo. She gave us the. It's giving feminine energy.
I can wear this. Like,
right. It's like
I'm not gonna stand all the way up.
But again, this is our Barbie world.
Yes.
This is our Barbie world. This is why this space for us to do this is important because boys don't care about this.
Thanks for being that space for me, where I can always feel like
Absolutely.
unapologetically girly.
It's the
and
best.
it's fine.
Because if we can, we're gonna be extra. Because why wouldn't we be? Being a girl is such a unique experience and it's so much fun. And that's why we love Barbie. And so you guys, we're gonna leave it right here. So peace and we'll see you next week. Before we go, we must give thanks to Urban Nerd for providing our music, and legal services were handled by Trezene M. Atkins. If you like what you heard, please feel free to join us every Wednesday for another fake-ass book club. Cheers.
Thank you guys for listening. You can check us out at thefabpodcast.com. Please subscribe, rate, and review our podcast wherever you're listening right now. We want to hear from you. Come put it in our life. Thanks again. And until next time, peace, love, and the Fake Ass Book Club. We out.